You're going to love this. Our next guest is the master entrepreneur who helped bring the global phenomenon TEDx to Sydney. He's also the man behind the award-winning Remo general store, which first offered its quirky gifts in 1988. Well, Remo Giuffre joins us now to run through his latest catalogue of innovative and intriguing items. I always struggle with that word. I don't know what's wrong with me. And their own unique backstory. Welcome to the show, Remo. This is awesome.
Thanks very much. Thanks for inviting me in.
No, of course. And you brought in an eclectic range of little things here as well. Tell us, what made you want to put these together in a catalogue of interesting?
Well, as Ange probably remembers, you know, the Remo catalogue was probably more famous than the store. In fact, there was a designer in New York who said to me once, Remo, when are you going to realise that your catalogue is actually a better product than the products that it sells? Your sizzle is, in fact, your steak.
The store was amazing too.
So, you know, in this kind of post-consumer world, I don't necessarily want to push more stuff onto people, although I do, you know, that from time to time. But you know, the Remo store was about storytelling, and so why not just tell the stories without necessarily you having to buy anything?
So, all right. So you brought a few
catalogues of
in.
interesting.
Yes. You brought a few things in from the catalogue.
Yes.
So tell us about the chair, first of all.
OK, the chair, you know, the chair, this is like what the chapters of this new catalogue book will look like.
Yep.
So the chair was, in the 40s, the US Navy needed a chair that would resist fire and salt water for its vessels and its submarines. It also needed to withstand a direct torpedo blast, which is a fairly specific requirement. They put it out there. They got a whole bunch of companies pitching, and the one that won brought this chair into the 8th floor of the building that they were hearing the submissions and dropped it off the 8th floor to demonstrate its indestructibility. So the Navy commissioned Emeco. This company was born on the back of that contract, and now not just all of the submarines and the vessels, but all of the prisons. You can't watch an episode of Law and Order without seeing
you're right.
the interrogation happening on one of these chairs. So it's like one of those... and then, of course, in the 80s, the architects and the designers discovered it, became kind of groovy.
Yep.
And now it's like in a lot of topping restaurants.
This is fascinating.
No, I'm so intrigued as well. I see a bread tag there, but I don't know if that's part of the gig or not, is it? Is that? Well, what's the story with this one?
Well, this is the bread tag story is good too. This is obviously quite a recent one because it's made of cardboard. This ain't going to kill any sea life, which is great.
Yes.
But there was a bloke called Floyd Paxton flying in the 50s, had a bag of peanuts, needed to seal it, had an expired credit card in his pocket and a penknife in the days when you could carry a penknife on a plane. And he carved the world's first bread tag out of his expired credit card. And then, you know, some company needed to seal their, you know, fruit bags. And so he once again created a business on the back of this kind of idea.
We've got to hear about the spam. Tell us about the spam.
You know, spam cops a bad reputation, but, you know, the...
Have you smelt it?
Not recently. Not recently. You know, I went to the local, my local grocer in North Bondi looking for a can yesterday, and he said, it's actually very expensive. We don't stock it. I had to go to the Woolies to get my spam with 25% less sodium. So the US, once again, this is kind of... Not all of the stories about wartime, by the way.
Yeah.
The soldiers during the Second World War, this was part of the rations. Throughout Southeast Asia, they used to give it to the locals who were short of food. So it became representative of sort of US generosity and engagement.
Okay.
And so it garnered this reputation and is still sort of like a high-end thing in the Philippines and in other places. You'll find it on menus, you know, like, would you like more spam with that, sir? And then, of course, the Monty Python skit, which repeats the word incessantly, and on the back of that there's like a Broadway show. Here we go.
Spam a lot, yep.
Which is why the unwelcome repetition of anything has become generically referred to as spam, i.e. email.
That is genius. See, this is fascinating
so
stuff.
it's like stuff that you never knew you knew, and it's like uncommon knowledge. And as a Dutch friend of mine said, cutting me off as I tried to clumsily explain what I was doing next, he cut me off and he said, Remo, it's just fun facts. It's like you're creating, you know, a book series about fun facts.
And it is absolutely more fun facts. And if you'd like to learn more fascinating facts,
This is great.
head to remojaffray.com. It's been lovely to see you again.
Great to see you.
And this is fascinating stuff, and it's
Thank
all
you.
in that book too.
All right.
I love all the
Thank you
history
so
behind
much.
every year.
I didn't
you
get a
got the
chance.
slinky.
I didn't get a chance to do that. But...
No, but we'll all be getting your book and we'll all read all about it.